My name is Rupi, and I am a part of the Digital Transformation CloudIO team at Zorient. We are a software engineering and enterprise solutions company headquartered in the Silicon Valley. We have Naren Chaloori, VP of Enterprise Solutions, and one of the co-creators of the CloudIO Accelerator. He is very familiar with Oracle EBS and has developed a solution that alleviates these challenges. He will demonstrate the workings of the solution so you guys can see the advantages.
Hello, everybody. This is Naren Chaloori. We'll begin with some of the challenges we have with the traditional native interfaces that we have in Oracle. A lot of challenges with respect to the current Oracle screens is basically users are forced to navigate multiple screens, multiple actions to complete a single transaction. A lot of it is because of the non-intuitive UI, largely due to, what am I going to do next? Which button should I click? Where do I navigate to? And so on and so forth. And then once you click on a particular button or make a change, you do not know whether something is happening behind the scenes, right? And then this problem of inconsistent behavior where a part of the screen works in one place and doesn't work in another place. And then, as I mentioned earlier, multiple clicks. And we also have a lot of issues with respect to transparency. When I say transparency, is it accepted the data here, but it's not accepting elsewhere, bad error messages. And then when you end up doing a mistake, you got to go enter everything once again, right? So these are some of the issues that we see with the traditional native interfaces. And most of them are due to the underlying technology that was used long back to build these screens and also not being able to upgrade themselves over a period of time. So the technical challenges that we have with the kind of technology being used and the native interface challenges that we discussed earlier in the slide tends to give you systems that are static, internally focused, not so flexible, that are leading to cost delays and productivity loss. So we all have issues related to this right now. And then to alleviate this, to get rid of this, we need an ideal solution that is going to play very neatly into the ecosystem. We all have invested a lot of time customizing the ERP for your business needs. It's a great suite to have. It will solve a lot of problems. All the backend situation is controlled through the ERP. So it's not a good idea to throw it away, right? So you need some solution that could be like a plug and play. You reuse all the investment that you have made. Don't throw it away. And then you need not employ new systems altogether. No big haul is required. And you shouldn't be copying the sets of data to make all of this work. But you need something that can just sit within the current ecosystem that you have and then provide you with some ability to totally build a custom solution or extensions that will focus mainly on the employee productivity and as well as the developer productivity. So keeping these ideal solution elements in mind, what we have done at Zorient is built a unified platform that will enable you to build business applications, reports, and dashboards that will connect to Oracle EBS in real time, and then give you a solution that is agile, stakeholder-centric, and you could do all of this iteratively and then expand as you see, right? So this is the solution that we built to alleviate some of the problems that you're facing with your current Oracle EBS implementations. And then some of the silent features of this solution are zero coding required. It is completely integrated with Oracle EBS, including responsibilities, operating units. And then there's a tight security. You can log in with your EBS credentials. And then it's 100% compatible with all SAS and JDBC compliant databases. You could use any device, any browser. That's very important because, as I mentioned earlier, a lot of the users are stuck with a current version of IE or certain versions of Firefox. Now you could extend your power to use any browser, any device. Your custom business logic can be written in Java or PL SQL, and it can be deployed on any public cloud or private cloud or on-premise environments. So a lot of EBS customers are on-premise, so this could sit right next to your EBS. And we also provide multi-language support. So these are some of the key features of the unified platform that we have. And then these will allow you to build custom solutions that are tailor-made to your business process and connect to Oracle EBS, leverage the existing investment, leverage the backend that you already built. Okay. Now I will spend some time showing you some of the screens that we built using this platform, some of the features, how the UI can be customized, how do we access the backend, and so on and so forth. So this is one of the applications that we built using this platform. This is primarily built for customer service representatives, and this operates on customer and order management modules of Oracle. So what you see here is a simple screen that pulls data from Oracle EBS in real time. For example, I can make this screen responsive. So as I increase it, decrease it, you can see there's a single tile. So that's the mobile view. And then there are three tiles. It could be a tablet view. And then as I expand, all the cards come up, right? So this is the way, this whole UI is responsive in nature. So any screen that you build is responsive so that you can access from any device in any browser. So we have certain features for applications. So users can simply type three letters and then it immediately pulls in records of customers with that name. Right? And for example, you can also type something like REN and it doesn't pull up, then because it's looking for customer names that starts with REN, but then you can use our advanced search, which has like party name and all the operators of string here contains, and then you could use the word rental, and then it pulls up all the customers that has the word rental. So this is how you can perform a simple search and advanced search. And when you click on a particular customer, it will navigate to a single screen where you could see all the details of the customer, all the customer details on the top, the addresses here, all the contacts. You can click here to add a new address. And we also have the dynamic form ability. For example, if I click on United Kingdom, you could see that the form changed according to the definitions derived from Oracle. So the address fields are changed accordingly. And then when you enter all the data and submit this, we call the standard Oracle API to create that particular address. Right? And then here is the notes that you have exchanged, all the files that are related to this customer, upcoming orders, and recent shipments. So two screens, you're able to perform a search, come modify all the details related to the customer, and then you can click on this screen and navigate to a order details page again, where you can perform new order creation, changes to the existing order, perform line level actions like these, and you can also perform multi-line actions like this, right? So imagine not having to navigate multiple screens to perform these many operations, just three screens where the customer service representative can perform 80% of his or her job functions. Using such ability, giving such ability, we have reduced the order entry time or customer correction time by almost 10 minutes for each individual customer service representative. And all of this data is in real time. It's being fetched from Oracle EBS. Now, the way we do some customizations, as I said, it's a low-code platform. It's very easy for us to make any changes to the UI. So I have logged in as a user who has not just the business roles, but also a developer role. That's where you see this toolbar on the top. Now, if I want to make any UI changes, all I do is log into my development box, enable the developer mode. And then as I enable it, on the right side, you can see the page structure. So this particular page is using these many data stores to pull in the data from Oracle related to all the segments that you see. And if this particular block is not applicable for my business, I can just go to this section, click on the properties. There is a property called visible. I can just make it false. So, it'll just go away, right? And then likewise, if I want to add a new button here, I can come here, go to the tree, right click on the card, and then you have all these about 20 components that could be children of this particular component called card. So I click on a button, add the button, and then go to the properties, change it to, let's say, give it some color, make it look small, right? And I can also have properties like show as link. And you can also use our expression builder to give an expression to make it disabled based on a condition, right? So, and then when you click on this button, again, you have 80 actions that you can perform, like invoking a particular data source, invoking an API, invoking a trigger, going to a particular page, for example. So there are several actions that are listed out here that could be children of this button. So using which you can quickly build the UI. And if you see, we have about 381 components that are readily available for you to build medium to complex business applications that are completely responsive using this framework. And then when all these changes are done, you can save it. And there is a mechanism called patch management where you can download these changes and then deploy them to the higher environments. And if you don't want any of these changes to be done, just you could do undo, and all the changes that we just made will be, completely unfolded, and you get to the original version. So this is the way we can build fresh new applications connected to Oracle EBS. You could build customizations. You can take some of the vanilla applications that we have developed, deploy them to your EBS instances, and connect. While I've shown you some of the UI aspects, I'll just take a minute to discuss about the data source. For example, the lines data source that you have seen is fetching all of this data from a table in Oracle EBS. And when I commit any changes to the lines, it uses this package. And then we have various data sources like Oracle Cloud data source, REST data sources, remote data sources, and the traditional platform data sources. So this is a key aspect where we are able to abstract all the data from different screens, and then we are able to abstract all the metadata out of your underlying database. So using this, we were able to build several applications. We can build reporting dashboards that you have seen here. And then we also built a supplier portal on top of Oracle EBS where you can onboard suppliers. And we also built an invoice automation tool that you could use for your AP team to process invoices. Right. So this is what this particular CloudIO tool is all about. And then, as I mentioned earlier, you could always leverage this platform not just to build business applications on EBS, but you could extend beyond to build different applications. The process is very easy. We connect to Oracle EBS or any third-party application in real time. We have the ability to unify all the data, and then we can design simple user interfaces that are responsive as well as intuitive. And then our focus is on improving the productivity of the end users, and then also provide a tool for the developers to quickly make new business applications. And as I mentioned earlier, we are tightly integrated with Oracle EBS in terms of security. You can also integrate with any of the single sign-on provider that you have, like Okta or LDAP, and then quickly connect to that and meet with the current security and authorization standards that you have.